Get people to care, right?
If you had to do it all over again, Kevin, would you do it again?
Yes, absolutely, because I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if I had have known these things and done what I was told, which was to keep quiet about it, because, you know, you're an accessory to a crime under the law if you do that, for one thing.
Why don't Canadians have courage, Kevin? Why don't Canadians speak out? Why don't they ask questions?
I don't know.
Why are things thrown at us that we just accept?
The native people on the coast even have a name for whites, the Mamachni, the ghost people, the ones without substance, you know. I didn't want to be a Mamachni anymore. I wanted to be a human being.
Why did you think of us as this, the natives? What did they see in us that we didn't see?
They saw what we had lost. I think of what we lost. You know, think of what happened in Europe. You know what happened in Europe over centuries? Same kind of trauma they went in here. The religious wars, the famines, the Black Death, the persecutions, the torture, the witch hunts, the mass murder of millions of people, throwing my ancestors off their land. All of the shit that happened here happened there. And so we're all trauma victims, you know. Those of us who come over here, we not only haven't faced our trauma when we came here, but we had lost something.
Look what you've done to the First Nation people. You have killed their kids. You have abused their mind. You have abused their bodies. Physically and spiritually, you have abused us. Not only the land, you have raped the land. You have polluted the land. You have polluted the minds of the native people, the kids. You've raped the kids. You killed the kids.
You look at Indigenous people and say, well, why would we despoil our river? Why would we grab more land than we need? Why would there be poor people in our midst and rich people? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, no society can survive living like that, and yet it's the virtue in our society to operate like that. So we're crazy. I mean, we have become completely insane. And it comes out of that, you know, that terrible alliance that happened when you had this notion that a religion called Christendom was superior to all others and had to conquer the world, combined with the vested interest of a merchant class that wanted to conquer the world for its own profit, armed with this religion. Cristina Merlo, who is a Hindu writer, he said a beautiful thing, and that's why I think, I don't believe in religions. I believe the spirit is shared by people all over. But he said, God hides himself in the most broken ones among us, and God hides himself in the most broken parts of ourselves. Hidden in there, but present, like a little seed. And I'd say that our worst experiences are a way to reveal that, and for us to find a new meaning and strength in our life. Because when you lose everything for the right reason, for a just cause, or for people who can't fight for themselves, when you stand with them and lose everything, you gain everything. You lose the false things in your life that we're so wedded to.
The only thing the church did to me was say, I'm sorry, wrote a letter of apology. Some bitch thinks writing on paper and saying verbally to me, saying I'm sorry, doesn't work. It makes me more angrier to think they can give me a few dollars and that'll make me forget.
No, we're not all one happy family. There's this whole world, like every society for 5,000 years, has rests on the suffering and misery and exploitation of some group of people. And you're not going to find God up in a church somewhere. You're going to find God down there in the garbage heap with those people. That, to me, is a message of Christ.
So why don't we get that, Kevin?
Because Christianity was hijacked by wealthy institutions and the rich, and it's been their servant for centuries, when it really belongs in the hands of the poor.
Now on, all generations will declare we bless her.
God has brought down the mighty from the throne and has lifted up the poor. God sent away the wealthy and has filled the hungry with good things. It's like what you get in the Sermon on the Mount. Blessed are the poor and woe to the rich. He says that. And it's kind of like this big reversal. Suddenly all the things that the powerful, the government, the corporations, the churches, they all think everything's on our side. We've got the world wrapped up. We can go carpet bomb Iraq whenever we want. You know, we can destroy anybody we want. Suddenly, it's all reversed, and those things are their downfall. And the ones who they're bombing, suddenly you realize, like Martin Luther King learned and Gandhi learned, those are the ones with the power to change history, not the assholes who think they're in charge. That's a revolutionary message, and that's what I tried to speak about from the pulpit in Port Alberni, and also to create. I tried to create it. I tried to put it into practice. And you saw what happened. I mean, it's not surprising what happened to me. And I'm taking strength from that now because I realize it's what happens when you try to live the message. You will get nailed, but that's their undoing. It's not my undoing. I'm not undone. They're undoing themselves. That's the victory.
From now on, all generations will declare me blessed, for the mighty one has done the most magnificent things to me. Sacred is this light that shines from within every one of us as we reveal and it struck mightily with such great force it uprooted and scattered the proud of their core and then pulled down dictators from their thrones and then stood up and walked with the lowest of the low, honoring them before all others.
I am now diabetic. I'm now on dialysis. I am losing my sight. My legs are giving out on me. And now I've got to realize too that I ain't got much time. I know that. But I want to give my love to my sons for what days I got left, because they gotta know that I do love them. Even though I couldn't tell them for years, but I do. I care about them lots. I didn't want to share my past with them, but I finally told them. They cried with me.
And fed the hungry with good things, put the wealthy on empty and sent them away. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. And then reawoke in human hearts compassion for all who've breathed this air before, and for all who suckle at this planet now, and for all to come forevermore. For all to come forevermore.